Hey folks, Ranger here, and I am back with another video after kind of a few months absent. I do apologize for not really, uploading too much. I've been prioritizing in a really busy semester during the fall, and just some other things that I've kind of been focused on aside from YouTube and stuff. I may have mentioned this before, but I don't really consider myself as active on YouTube as possible. But when I do my best when I do want to be upload videos such as the one I'm doing right now. So there's that. So yeah, so we come to 2023. Yeah, so a lot of stuff has happened in 2023. Both with myself and the whole freaking world. Some of it, I think a lot of us rather not talk about, but that's beside the point. So myself, I want to say 2023 has been a really good year. There are certain drawbacks, like there are some things that have been kind of a little bit down for myself, honestly, but I think about all the positive aspects that I've done throughout this year, and I can say that the positives this year kind of outweighs the negatives that happened. So I'm taking that into account, and the main resolution I'll be doing in 2024 is let myself keep on maturing and growing over time. I certainly done that a lot this year, so both in terms of my personally and my art portfolio. So yeah, I'm really proud on that. And so yeah, so the main purpose of this video, honestly, is to show off all the things that I've collected in 2023. And I must say, I think I collected a really good amount of stuff in terms of dinosaurs and kaijus. Some certain things are kind of smaller than others, but and that's another thing that I'll discuss later on in this video. But anyways, so with that being said, let's get on with this 2023 haul, I guess you could say. So yeah, so before going into each individual item you see, here's just a nice view of the majority of the stuff I've gotten in 2023. It may not seem like a whole lot, and mainly because this year I kind of matured a little bit more in terms of my collecting habits and stuff, and there are certain things that you may see right here, and I'll explain, some of the collecting habits I've gotten and whatnot. So, yeah, but I think, a lot of this stuff, I'm very proud of, owning. So, yeah, we're actually going to start right here, as I like to call the mostly dinosaur section, but there are certain things that are not dino related, but we'll get into that. But, yeah, so first thing I want to show is actually my latest addition. It's actually this Squishmallow I got for Christmas from a really good friend from college that I got. Definitely not related to kaijus or dinosaurs, but how can you not add this squishy little thing into your shelf, which I certainly am after I get everything back on these shelves after this video. But there's that, and moving forward, let's move on to the back. So these are a majority of the dinosaurs that I've gotten this year. So starting out, we can see the Kui Melosaurus from the Dominion Extreme Damage lineup. Here is a really cool one. So this is the, actually let me move it forward. So this right here is the Carnegie Collection Acrocanthosaurus, and I actually found this guy at a local Goodwill of mine, and he was a bit beat up. He had like noticeable paint scuffs around him, and But you know, since I'm an artist, I have plenty of acrylic paint lying around, so I patched it up and he is as good as new. So yeah, I'm really glad how he's, apologies, but yeah, I'm really glad how he turned out. And you know, definitely, you know, nice to have one of these older models. Not exactly the most accurate one, obviously, but you know, it's still really cool to have that. So a really cool addition. And this right here is the Nano Blocks Deluxe T-Rex, I believe. Yeah, so some of these you might actually recognize from my birthday haul that I did back in March. And this was one of them, now all built up and stuff. I've been meaning to do sort of a discussion on this one and a particular Lego set on the T-Rex I used to have. Haven't been able to have the time to purchase that, but I kind of want to do a comparison video one day. And this Nanoblocks T-Rex is a pretty cool addition. There are some nitpicks that I have with this, but that's a discussion for a later time. And also, since he's leading on this book, this is actually a really nice book that I got when I was shopping for textbooks for my newer classes during the spring. One of my classes was actually Rocks, Gems, and Fossils, so I enjoyed the hell out of that class. It really tested my knowledge in terms of geology and paleontology, I can tell you that, but you know, managed to pass that class with a no-brainer, and it was pretty fun. So yeah, so moving along with more dinos, so we can see, you know, one of them is the Pterodactyl Pechorhinosaurus. Really cool one. I found that one in my local Kohl's for a pretty good price, and this one is one of my favorites from the Batat lineup. And what's really interesting is that Kohl's actually sells a good variety of Terabyte Batat dinosaurs, and a lot of them are actually out of their boxes actually. So I'm not sure if that's, you know, something new that they're doing with the lineup, because I am aware that the original like sculptor for these models did pass away, but you know, it's still cool that, you know, they're, you know, in store shelves at least for the time being. So yeah, really glad to have that one. And then moving right along, so this right here is actually another recent addition from my Christmas haul. This is the Bajadasaurus from Collect Day. Really love this one. This is one of my favorite sauropod models in my collection right now. You can see the really interesting spikes on his neck and the really long diplodocus tail, and there's a really bizarre but really amazing looking dino you see right here. And I am intrigued to see what Mattel's version of the dinosaur will be, because they are making one for their new Epic Evolution line. And that's another thing that you might notice, is that my Mattel Jurassic World variety is actually pretty low. It only consists of the Queen Allosaurus and these two right here, which I'll get to, but because I have been mostly collecting the normal like model dinos, since, you know, they're a bit more somewhat more available sometimes, and then other, you know, they have different sizes that are more accustomed to my shelf needs. And you know, basically, you know, when I collect, you know, Mattel figures, I usually decide, you know, do I need this particular figure? Do I, you know, basically I become a bit more mature in terms of, you know, what particular dinos I actually want in my variety. So there's that. So, and then moving right along, another one of my acquisitions for my birthday that actually came right after my haul when it uploaded, I believe, and that is the Collected Daxia Titan. Another one of my favorite sauropods right now. Like, I love the green colors and the nice like bulky size of this. And you know, Titanosaurs have definitely gotten a lot of popularity recently with the Dreadnoughtus and, you know, Jurassic World Dominion and in Prehistoric Planet. And of course, the skeleton mounds of the Patago Titan at the Natural History Museum in New York, and then the one in Chicago Field Museum, which I did saw, and it is spectacular. So really cool model. And probably my favorite dinosaur model that I've gotten this year is without a doubt the Safari and Montosaurus. Really love this one. This is a really, really amazing hadrosaur. And I am aware it is a bit outdated because it does have the hoof-like claws on its front that Mosasaurus did actually have. But you know, this is still a really nice and lovely model. I'm pretty disappointed that Safari decided to retire this model. Like I said, even though the front feet are a bit outdated, you know, the overall sculpt and details on this one are still really amazing. Kind of a shame actually that they retire. Another Safari model that I got in is the Deodon, so really cool one. I've been wanting a good representation of Entelodon in my collection after, you know, their popularity in Walking with Beasts. And another one that is popular from BBC, and that is the Edaphosaurus from Collect Day. Obviously representative of Walking with Monsters. And this one, really nice. I really like the colors. Really like the feel of the cell right here. Of course, the bumps are, you know, known from their fossils. So really cool synapsid model right here. And then moving right along with more figures, and these are actual action figures. We got the Hammond collection lineup, so I got 2 of them, and these are the first 2 Hammond collection I've gotten. That is the Concavenator, which I did review in an earlier video, and the amazing Jurassic Park 3 Corythosaurus. Really happy with this one, and really happy that Corythosaurus has, you know, a new affordable figure slash model, as it seems to get, you know, misrepresentative in the toy market. You know, most companies like to make many parasaur figures, which I don't necessarily mind, but you know, we need more love for Corythosaurus. So yeah, these are, you know, the only other 2 Mattel figures I got in. You know, like I said, I've become a bit more picky when it comes to picking out Mattel figures, just because of their certain size classes and you know in terms of their qualities and whatnot. I actually do have one more Mattel figures coming, and that one will more likely be my first figure for 2024 actually. So yeah, really happy to get that one, and I'll probably show it when I get it and post it on Instagram, of course. And then I got a brochure banner from this really cool exhibit. It's known as the Ultimate Dinosaurs exhibit. So this was a really cool exhibit. It showcases dinosaurs from South America and Africa. So basically more unique skeletal representations of certain genuses. And I actually went to this exhibit with my honors class of this year, actually during the fall, and it was a really cool experience. It was so nice to share my passion to some of my friends during that trip. So such a really nice experience, and we could see some of the dinos that will feature, like Suchomimus, Margosaurus, and Giganotosaurus. And of course, it had to be compared to T-Rex, especially after Dominion. But yeah, so moving right along. Then we got some of the DVDs slash Blu-rays I've gotten and added. So first one we got is the complete anime series of Godzilla the series. So this is the sequel series to Godzilla 98. So much better than the actual movie though. Like, it is way better. Like, I'm actually willing to say that at this point it's probably still my favorite like Godzilla like series per se, like in terms of like anime series. Like, I actually may prefer this just a little bit more than Singular Point. Yeah, that kind of says a lot. But moving along, then of course I got the Good Dinosaurs on DVD. Also showed this during my birthday haul. Really sweet film. Yeah, sure, it's not as good as, you know, other Pixar movies, but you know, it's still a nice addition to having my dino movie variety. Along with The Valley of Gwangi, really awesome movie. Highly recommend. A lot of people check this one out. I mentioned this in my birthday haul, but the cover right here is a little bit weird with the poster, but you know, that doesn't distract how good the actual movie is. Like, it's definitely one of the best movies from Ray Harryhausen's lineup. And then one that I actually didn't show on Instagram nor on YouTube actually, but it is the Chased by Dinosaurs DVD set. So this set comes with the Walk with Dinosaurs special, Chased by Dinosaurs, and the other one known as Sea Monsters. Yep, so yep, Chased by Sea Monsters. So really cool here. Now I have all of the original BBC Walking With lineup in DVD form. The other one I kind of want to also add is Prehistoric Park. I know technically that one isn't the Walking With series, but you know, still made by Impossible Pictures. But yeah, and then of course we got the all-time classic. If I can get the glare off the light here, but here we got The Land Before Time. What can be said that has been said about this gem of the movie? It's, you know, a fantastic, sweet movie. Like, honestly, like, it's definitely one of my favorite, like, dino movies in general, if not one of my favorite, like, anime movies in general. So, highly recommend this one. And yes, I am aware of the amount of sequels that I did watch as a kid, but I mostly think about the original movie when I think about Land Before Time. But yeah. And then moving right along, so this right here is a unique one. So this is technically a print that I bought at my school's, at my college annual, sorry, brain fart for a bit, but my college's annual art sale that they do. So that's where our students get to sell, you know, some of their works. So I managed to buy this amazing, like, Triceratops printmaking art piece here, and really enjoyed this one. Like, you know, and it's so refreshing that someone else at my campus actually also used dinosaurs as a motivation in their artworks. Like, this is definitely a really cool piece to have, and you know, I like it so much that I have even taken it out of the cupboard because, you know, I want to make sure it's in good quality for years to come. So really happy with this. And also, you know, I praise and I give, you know, massive praise to, you know, whoever made this print. You know, if you are the owner of this print and, you know, you happen to see this video, it's a big thumbs up. This is a really awesome print right here. And we're right along. So now we're moving on to the fossils and other nature like related stuff that I collected. But first one I want to show is this really impressive Bigfoot cast print. So this is really interesting. So I got this when I was on vacation up in Michigan back in July for 4th of July weekend, and there was this really cool attraction known as Mystery Town USA. So it showcases a lot of like mysteries around the world. So you got things like Area 51, the Mirror Triangle, Loch Ness Monster, and of course Bigfoot. I of course had to get, you know, this really awesome like Bigfoot cast, as I am like a small believer in the Bigfoot legend. I think, you know, it's one of the few like cryptids that I think there's logical scientific proof that they could exist actually. So really cool food cast here. I'm not sure if this is actually authentic or it was just made for the attraction. Now either or is still, you know, a really cool like print to have here. Oh, and before I move on to the other fossils, this is a nice cool like Matchbox Jurassic World Dominion vehicle that my dad actually got me. I haven't opened it yet since, you know, I don't normally collect cars. That's actually my dad's thing. He collects a lot of vintage cars and stuff, but you know, he just added to my, you know, book shelf. So I thought, why not? So moving right along, so here we got a lot of the fossils, like I said, that I collected. As I'm moving up here, so first one we got is this, not really a fossil, more like a geological marvel. This is a pyrite piece. Now, for those that don't know, pyrite is the scientific name for fool's gold. Yes, so this is fool's gold. So I got this one when I was in a fall trip with my honors team. During the spring, we went to a nice wooded area and down from Illinois, so nowhere near Chicago. It was like, you know, densely wooded and stuff. And there was this gift shop that had really cool like a nostalgic piece and stuff, and some geological stuff like this pyrite here. And I decided to get this one because Pyrite, I feel like it's one more recognizable, element as, it's called full scope because, if you don't know too much about science, and one can be a fool thinking this is gold. So yeah. And then next one is a really nice coral fossil that I got again up in Michigan, the same area that I got in my Bigfoot print at. This is also known as Petoskey, stone, whatever it's pronounced, but they're a really, really common fossil up in Michigan. So I decided to buy one, and why not? Normally I try to limit the number of invertebrate fossils I get, considering there's so many. But, this is still a cool, fossil I wanted to add it. And also this really nice scorpion inside of its plastic tomb right here. I actually got this in a nice butterfly house up in Michigan, so really nice right here. I believe it's called a black scorpion. So yeah, really cool, a black scorpion right here. And then here we got a really nice piece of geode. So you can see that it's already been cracked open. You can see the beautiful, beautiful gems in there. I got this as part of a school assignment. We had to examine a different rock specimen and identify their chemical code and stuff. Of course, I did pretty well on that, but I decided to keep the geode piece as, I do have a fossil collection, so why not add it there? And also, and again, up in Michigan, I got this really nice ammonite fossil right here. Not exactly the most shiny ammonite, of course, but still really nice to add this. And then moving on to some really cool fossils right here. So here is actually one I did not expect to find. I actually found this in my own backyard, and you can see tiny, tiny little fossils right here. It was just, this right here was just lying around with my other rocks in my front yard. And when I found it, I was like, are these fossils? And then my professor saw this. She was like, yep, these are fossils. And I had to keep it, I kind of forgot what specific fossils these are. I'm not too knowledgeable on a lot of invertebrates. I'm mostly into the vertebrates, but it's still a cool piece to have. And then this really nice arrow piece that I have right here, really cool. I got this at a pretty cool shop in my mall. Really nice because this would have been used by cavemen hunting different ice age mammals and stuff. So really cool right here. And then we got some really, really interesting. Actually, I forgot this one, and this actually goes with these other three pieces right here. So this is a piece from a Pleistocene ice age mammal. I'm not sure of the exact one, but what I do know is that Florida is known to have a lot of fossils from the ice age era, so this is really cool. So again, not sure what exact mammal this is from, but still really nice piece to have, really nice big one. So I got this at a really cool fossil show that came here in my town. I had no idea that it was actually part of my town, and what was really cool about the show is that it actually had some actual props from the Jurassic Park film franchise. So actual stuff that would have been used in the movies, as well as some props and some autographed posters from some of the actors. So that is was quite an experience, and definitely a really cool show that I had no idea was around my town at the time, but so worth that admission. And along with getting these cool relics here, this really nice megalodon tooth fragment. Only had the money to get a tooth fragment because a full-size megalodon tooth would have been way too much to actually purchase. But I decided to get the tooth fragment, which is good enough for me. So this is really nice. And then we got this nice ice age bison tooth right here. You can see where the molar area is. This would have been the crown, this would have been the roots. So really nice one. And then probably my favorite fossil that I got is this really cool and kind of rare Edmontosaurus tailbone piece right here. So this was actually part of the tail from the Edmontosaurus, and I cannot believe I actually have this. Like, this is actual from like this guy right here. This is part of the tailbone from one of these guys. So really cool. And of course it does explain right here, these bone fragments are too badly damaged to repair or restore. So, you know, whenever these little guys are too badly damaged, you know, they sell those to those fossil, you know, shows that I mentioned. So really awesome to have this, and definitely one of the centerpieces in my fossil collection. And another centerpiece that I got, and this one I got for Christmas, and it is a big old Megaraptor claw replica. Yeah, this guy is freaking huge. Like, of course, Megaraptor had one of the biggest claws of any dinosaurs right next to the Therizinosaurus, and yeah, of course it wasn't an actual raptor, it was, you know, some sort of weird Allosaurus trying to, you know, Megaraptors are super weird in the theropod classification. I don't want to explain myself. So yeah, really cool claw replica right there. And then moving right along, so moving on with some more, oh, there goes my finger. Moving on with some more like dino stuff. I surprisingly got pretty good variety of like books that I actually do use references. So for, you know, any projects I'm thinking about, especially this one. So I managed to get Dinotopia, the very first Dinotopia book, for only $15. So yeah, I actually grew up with the live action miniseries and somewhat poorly executed Ruby Sunstone anime movie. Yeah, there's some things from my childhood that I kind of regret. But, you know, oddly enough, I never actually read the actual books themselves, at least the first one. So when I saw this at my local half-price books, I could not resist. I had to pick this up, and I did read through it, and honestly, this is like way better than the adaptations of it. Like, this is a really damn good book, whether you're, you know, into, you know, ancient civilizations, old art styles, dinosaurs. Like, this can appeal to a lot of people, honestly. So really happy with this one. And I normally don't include some of my smaller art pieces here, but this is like a cute, like, Ceratopsian Christmas card I made for myself during a Christmas party I went to. So really cool. Like, yeah, definitely a nice time capsule I'll have for my college years. And moving right along, we got this really cool Japanese dinosaur book that I saw. It only cost like $4 in the antique store that I found it in. Really cool. Of course, I can't really read through it, and because, you know, of a language barrier, and some of the depictions here are a little bit dated, admittedly, but, you know, this is still a really cool book. Actually, a lot of the dinosaur pictures actually use like models, actually, so that's a really cool touch. Then moving right along, so moving on with the Bigfoot craze I was mentioning. This is a really nice pamphlet about, you know, Bigfoot's, like the research that goes into, you know, Bigfoot and, you know, other wild men in the world. Like, you know, you got the Yeti, Yowie from Australia. So a lot of different like humanoid like cryptids around the world. And, you know, definitely glad to kind of have this. You know, I know some still think that, you know, they're not real and stuff. Yeah, a part of me still think that Bigfoots are real. So really nice addition to have. And this right here, we got a really nice Jurassic World Dominion a notebook that I actually use for writing down notes for my honors class and some notes for graphic design. So a really useful notebook that I've been using throughout the semester. And this really amazing book. My favorite gift from Christmas this year, it is the Mesozoic art paleo art book right here. So this book has so many amazing illustrations from, you know, so many different like paleo artists, and I just enjoy, you know, skimming through it, and I just really enjoyed this book. It's like really amazing paleo art illustrations, some of the best I've seen in a long time, and it will definitely be useful when I need like references and inspiration for any future art projects that I'll do. So really happy about this. Then before I get into the kaijus, of course, I have to show some smaller miscellaneous things, excuse me, but here we have some smaller dino stuff. So we got small buttons right here, like this really nice original 1993 Jurassic Park button right here. I actually got this during the fossil show that I mentioned, and of course it was near the area with the Jurassic Park props. And this right here is a nice little button. Never forget. You can never forget dinosaurs, honestly. I actually got this when I was in Indianapolis for my presentation conference with honors. A really nice experience there, and I still got the video up on YouTube. And then this sort of somewhat like generic Barbasol can. Of course, a lot of us recognize this from the first movie and somewhat from Dominion, but I got this when I was doing my Halloween costume as Dennis Nedry this year. And I also used this Jurassic Park button right here also for my Dennis Nedry Halloween costume. So really nice right here. But of course, now let's get into the kaiju stuff. So yeah, so I got a pretty fair amount of kaiju stuff. So I definitely am a bit more fond of the movie monster series lineup, but there are some other cool goodies that I also add here. With one of the biggest ones right here that I'll start with, it is the SH Monster Arts Monster X. Oh man, I am so glad I have this one. I won't say that it's entirely perfect. Like there's some things that I felt a bit iffy about, mainly with the overpriced price of this guy, and I feel like he could benefit more in terms of certain accessories, and some of the articulation on this one is a bit wonky, at least on mine, but this is still a really, really fantastic interpretation of one of my favorite kaijus from the Godzilla series. Yeah, and yeah, really nice one. And moving right along, we got two of the newer figures released this year. We got the movie monster series Ebra, Showa Ebra, and Batra Amalga form. And I actually customized my Batra to have the painted red sparks, not red sparks, yellow sparks around the red sparks. So because it was a bit unfinished, unfortunately. Actually, it was just a design that Bandai decided to do for some reason. And good to Bandai wanted to make certain corners for some of their Godzilla stuff, but still really cool figures here, especially Ebra. I am a really big fan of the Ebra figure. I know he's not the most popular or most creative monster in the series, but still a really nice figure. And moving right along, we got the Bandai Movie Monster Series 95 Gamera from Guardian of the Universe. Really happy to get this one. I've always had the Gamera from Revenge of Iris, the original Bandai one, so I've been meaning to add another version of the Heisei Gamera, and this is one of them. I still need to get the 96 figures, so but for now, really happy with this one, and I got also other Gamera figures to show. Then moving right along in the back, we got the Movie Monster Series Fire Rodan, a really nice one right here. So yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of Fire Rodan in general, like the design of the Heisei Rodan. Really enjoy it. I know some are kind of iffy about it, but I still enjoy it. As a paleo nerd and stuff, it's definitely more representative of modern pterosaurs. And then right here we got the Movie Monster Series Super Douse. Really awesome figure. Really liked her design in the movie. Definitely a really gross design, and I think Bandai did a really good job representing that intimidating design. And a bit more color effort was put into this one for sure. So really awesome to have it. Then moving right along, so here we got a Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong figure. This is of course the battle damage skull crawler. So really awesome to have a 6-inch scale skull crawler in my collection. Not obviously not the most well detailed figure in my collection, but you know, still really cool. And I think Playmates, in terms of their MonsterVerse lineup, like I've been seeing, you know, images of their new Godzilla x Kong new Empire figures through their images, and they're looking pretty good actually. So definitely excited to pick up a few of them, especially the Scar King and was it the Shimu kaiju? I think that's what it's called, but you guys know what I mean. But yep. And then here we got the Boomerang series of Biollante. I actually already had this one. This is just a spare one that I got to him during my birthday from one of my friends. So, and I still of course have her tag. So I still got my original one. So I might, you know, either, you know, repaint, you know, one of the two, or, you know, give them to one of my other friends, as, you know, I'm starting to make, you know, newer friends who are also into kaijus. So yep, there's that. And then here we got a really cool one. This is the movie monster series, Hedorah Final Wars. You have this, the Final Wars Hedorah. Funny story about this one, I found this at my local mall. Yep, so, you know, of course there was also the fact that, you know, Bandai is starting to, you know, widen their distributions for their Bandai figures, so you can find them a little bit more cheaper on Amazon. Well, not all of them, but, you know, they're making the effort to make some a little bit more affordable than others. Was almost off frame. And also they're starting to appear in certain shops around, you know, malls and stuff. I think like Louis Duran in his latest video showed a lot of like movie monster series figures in his comic book store in his mall. So really, really cool right there. So yeah, really happy to have the Final Wars Hedorah. And then moving right here is probably my favorite movie monster series figure that I got this year, and that is the Showa Baragon. Really, really happy with this one. Like, Baragon, like, definitely needed the much more appreciation, and let alone the Showa Baragon, and I'm really happy with this one. And he has a really nice, somewhat cute design, even though this version of Baragon was kind of a villain in his movie, but, you know, really, really lovely, like, figure. Like, definitely one of my favorites from, you know, movie monster series in recent years. Like, definitely recommend this one. I'm not really a fan of the Playmates Baragon that they did. I think the face looks a little too scrunchy or something like that. I'm not sure how to describe it, but I don't know. It just felt a little too off-putting to me. But, you know, really happy with the Bandai's attempt here. And then last but not least, we got the, if I got a good enough angle right here. Here we got the Gamera Rebirth Movie Monster Series figure. Yep. So this is one of the figures for the Rebirth lineup. I was planning to get the Monster Arts version, but it was a little bit out of my price range at the time, and, you know, I didn't want to make it too much, you know, a dent in my wallet this year, so I decided to substitute with the Moon Monster series. I'm a little bit iffy on his hunch position, and I think he could be a little less chunky, but for the most part, I'm really happy with this one. Really glad I got him as a Christmas gift, and, you know, really nice, you know, representation of the newer Gamera this year. Yeah, 2023 has been a crazy ass year for kaijus, like I said. So really happy that Gamera got the spotlight that he deserves. And moving on, we actually got two more things that I kind of want to show here. So the first one I want to show is this really nice Jurassic Park poster right here that I actually got from one of my professors, and this is a really kick-ass poster. Like, yep. So this was of course made for the 30th anniversary for Jurassic Park. Pardon me, I just said the phone was low, but continuing on, and this video is almost done anyway. So we got Life Finds a Way, Jurassic Park 30 years, and we got really nice illustrations from some shots from the movies, like, you know, we got the Dilophosaurus, Gallimimus, Brachiosaurus, Velociraptor, and of course Rexy popping out of the wall. Like, this is a really nice poster, and definitely one of the best like illustrations made for the 30th anniversary for Jurassic Park. And and I know that some people feel a little bit overwhelmed by Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary this year. And even I myself felt a little bit overwhelmed. In fact, the kind of the Jurassic brand has kind of been up and down ever since, with the release of the newer season of Camp Cretaceous and Dominion. Uh, and I do know that there's the new series, Chaos series, that's gonna be coming out. Hopefully that one can spike up the the brand a little bit more, but who knows at this point. So, but still, really cool like illustration here, and definitely one of the best like illustrations for the 30th anniversary. And thank goodness it's none of that AI crap. Ugh, I'm so sick of that. Seriously. But the last thing I want to show is this really nice, really impressive shelf that I got in from my garage sale. I know it looks a little empty because some stuff I got it on my table to show for this video, and certain things I still need to rearrange. And of course, I got some Christmas decoration photos down here because you guys, I was doing rearranging for the holidays. But still really nice, impressive setup here. And one of the biggest ones I can say is my display. Even though a lot of my figures are not up here, is my own like Godzilla versus Gamera Legend of the Boiling Isles setup. So yeah, that was another thing. The Owl House came to its end. Still a little bitter about that. I wish it went a little bit longer. Screw you, Disney. Actually, a lot of people have been saying that throughout this year. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that, but yeah, so really happy for this setup. Like, this is definitely a setup I did not imagine was possible, but thanks to Bandai's effort to actually like make sculpts on some more obscure kaijus, and my creative mind, I made the display as neat as possible. You can see, some of the edits that I created on Photoshop, pasted up here, and yeah, so yeah, and I'm not gonna make this, entire like step by step on what I got here, but this is like the main like focal point of the shelf. So really happy about this, and this whole shelf has definitely served my collection very, very well. So I hope you all enjoy, what I had to show off and what I collected for 2023. Definitely, expect for the collection to grow a bit more for 2024, and I am looking forward to, adding, newer, kaijus and dinos to my collection, other memorabilia and all that. I know that the Godzilla X Kong, figures are already making their way in Walmart, so definitely looking forward to find those on shelves. So yeah, so with that being said, I hope everyone, has a good, happy new year, stay safe, and, cheers to 2024, and let's hope that 2024 will be a pretty good year for a lot of us.